Hi, this is Lise from Lisa's Crafty Creations. I'm just going to check the camera is working because I've been having some trouble with it. Yep, we're recording and I think you'll be able to see where I'm at. So let's hope this works. So as it says, it's Lise. And today we're doing a bows galore video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-show you how to do this bow, which is what I call a standard florist bow. And then we're going to look at ways we can enhance it and make it even better. And one of the main thing today I was going to show you is a speciality bow that I would put on the front of a car for a wedding, or use for a big fancy bouquet. Hand tieds particularly, I'd like to use this kind of bow because it hangs down the water bag. So I'm going to show you that, but first of all I've been asked to re-show you this because apparently it was bad. You couldn't see a lot in the last video, so I'm going to leave the last video up because I'm not going to go into as much detail as I did in the other video, but I'll try and link you in. It is in a playlist called Bows Galore. So I'll show you this quickly and then I'll show you, I'll take it to bits. Although no, I'll make it up and then we'll show you some different things you can do with it, and then I'll show you the speciality bow. So first of all you need ribbon, and this is a paper ribbon. It's a standard paper ribbon that most florists use. It's 5 centimeters in width and it comes on a 91 meter roll. You can buy it by the meter in most florists, although it's probably cheaper in the long run just to buy a whole roll, especially if you're going to be doing a few things, and it comes in handy for lots and lots of different projects. As this, it's easy to work with. You can rip it down, which is what I'll be doing today. You can rip it so you can have different threads, and I'm going to be ripping a few off to make the different bows with, because you use these as ties. It's dead easy. You just get your nails in and pull and you get a nice length of ribbon. Most of the time it's of equal proportion. Right, so I don't remember where I bought this. Well, I do remember I bought this from a wholesaler in Middlesbrough, but you can buy them in most hobby shops these days. A lot of florists, some of the florists sell them. You can certainly buy lengths in florists, and it comes in so many different colours now. It's just amazing the amount of colours that we can have. The only reason I'm using white is because it's the only colour I've got at the minute. So you need to pull out a fair amount, otherwise you're pulling on the roll all the time. You find your end and you pick a length that you want, and then you make a loop. And the loop length is that's the full width of the bow, and that's what you want to go, because this wants to be one end and this wants to be the loop. Then you pick the middle and you pinch the middle in, and that forms your loop and your end bit. Then you just make a loop, and I twist it at this point, and it helps make the ribbon go in various different directions. And then the next way I just gather it in. Then I make a bow, twist it again, and you see how the twisting is causing the ribbon to go in a different direction. And then make a loop, twist, make a loop, twist, turn it, twist, gather it in, make a loop, twist, and you can do this for as many loops as you want. Try and end up with your other end opposite to the one you started with, and then you just get a tie it around the middle, put it around for the middle, through the back, pull it tight, nice tight bow. And at this point I wouldn't normally tie it in a knot. I'd wrap it round whatever I was wrapping it round, bring it right round to the front again and tie it at the front. then gather that to the back and tie it around the back of the bow and tie it off. But for this purpose, I'm just going to tie it in a bow, in a knot, because we've not got anything to tie it to. So we'll just tie that in a knot. So that's your standard floristry bow. Now then, you can add more ribbon to this. If I'd had more of this ribbon, what we could do is use both strands together and then separate them off, and that gives you a two-tone bow. And you could do, what we're going to do next is get another ribbon, pull some off and make another bow. And I'm going to make this one quite loose, biggish bows, and then you just do the same as what you did with the other side, make lots of loops. This, because it's a silk ribbon, hangs very loose. It doesn't give you the stiffness, but once you put it inside the other bow, it's much better. Right, I'm just going to leave it at that. And then get another tie, and a thinnish one. I'll just use that one. And then you tie it again in the middle like you would with the last one. As I say, it doesn't look much at the minute. Normally with this you would make small bows like that, but the small bows, when they're put in big ribbons like this, don't get. So then you would put it in the centre, and you see, as soon as you put it in the centre, the whole bow gathers together and looks a lot better, and it just brightens up this bow. So again, you put it nice and tight in the centre and tie it off. And with this one, if you bring those back up to the front, you can actually use them then as a focal point for the bow by just curling them off. So what I usually do is I curl them, then I take them and I just split them that little bit thinner to make more little fine curls. And there you have that. A much wider silk ribbon would probably work better with it, but this is the only one I've got at the minute because I'm low on stock and I can't get into my craft box because it's the wrong way around. So that's a basic one. You want to make it even fancier, you could just start ripping some of the bows. You could do all of them, you could do a few of them. So you see, just ripping some of the bows in half, and then it looks like you've got 3 different sizes. You could go smaller again. There's so much that you could do just by playing around with this one bow. So that's your basic bow, and as I say, you can make them into speciality bows by doing this kind of thing, making them a bit fancier, a bit more texture to them. Use different colour ribbons, different size ribbons, different textured ribbons. You could even put a patterned ribbon in here. So there's so much that you can add to just this single bow. Then the speciality bows, based on the same design of bow. So we're doing exactly the same with the twists and the loops, but we're going to leave a length. We're going to leave a fair length before we make our loop, and then we make the loop. You make another loop the same way as you did before, and twist, make a loop, gather it in, make a loop, gather it in, make a loop. Then we're going to make a big long loop. So you're going to make a loop about the same length as the trailing bit, twist it and pull, and then you're going to do another one, long one at the other side, and there can be various different lengths, don't have to be the same lengths. And then we're going to continue making a few more loops. Once we've done that, we leave a tassel at the end, or a long length at the end for your ribbon ends. You get your tie, you put it in the middle, and again you can do the same with the blue. You can add the blue in as well. You can use 2 different ribbon tones, but this for a bridal card you probably only use the white or a cream, unless the bride wants to use the bridesmaid colours in there. You can add the bridesmaid colour ribbons. You then get these extra long loops, and we're going to cut them, and we're going to give them fishtails. And the other length ones, we're going to give them fishtails. Then you would tie it around whatever you're tying it on and pull these down. And you see how it just gives it, and you can imagine on tie that to a bow like hand tied. You've got these hanging down and coming out. They just hide the bag, the water bag. They give it a little bit extra special something. These hang lovely in front of a radiator on a car, or hanging down from the wing mirrors. So that's your speciality bow. And again, you can add more colour to this. You can add more ribbon the same way as you did that, with bits hanging down, doing it exactly the same way. You can use 2 ribbons together as you're making it. There's so much you can do with different bows. If I get any more different colours, I can maybe do another bows galore video and show you how I do it using both ribbons at the same time. But that's what I've got to show you today, guys, the bows galore. If there's any other bow that you would like me to show you, please leave it in the comments, and I'll have a go showing you that particular kind of bow. So that's it, guys. I'll leave them there for you to see. I mean, a plain bow like this, you could rip it up, make it into, if you haven't got the smaller width of ribbons, this is why this is so good. You can make it smaller, but you don't have to. You can make it up with a big length bows, then rip it, and you're not having to use as much, spend the time with the thinner ribbon making as many loops as this. And then pull it where you want it. You could even cut some of these in half and make loops out of them. You could cut thinner ones. There's so much you can do with these bows to make them different and a bit more special. And they look fantastic on gifts, especially obviously bouquets of flowers, all kinds of things. They're amazing. Bows, just, I know my mum, whenever I used to give her a gift, I used to always put the bow, and it was the bow that, a big bow on it, and it was the bow that she always liked the best for some reason. She would keep the bow and not so much bothered about the gift. It was so funny. So anyway, that's all I've got to show you today. So if you've been before, thank you very much for watching again. You're more than welcome. It's great to see you. If this is your first time, thank you so much for joining us. I hope you found this video beneficial. Please check out my other videos and think about joining our little crafty group of people. Hitting the bell to be notified whenever I do a video, which I hope is usually trying to do one once a week. Sometimes you'll get one every couple of days. Depends on how busy I've been and how well I've been and what kind of stuff I've got in at the time. I don't do many lives, but I have started to do a couple of lives where I show you my stuff and get some feedback off yourselves on what it's like. And I may consider doing some lives showing you stuff of what I'm doing, so again you can ask questions and things like that. But on that note, I'm going to love you and leave you. Please remember to pass on a smile if you get the opportunity to, and I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.